All right, good morning. I'm here with Elisia Coetzee. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you, new cat.
Very good, thank you. So Elisia is the founder of Hummingbird Consultancy, and you specialize in helping small businesses with their HR stuff, right?
Yes, correct.
Cool. Awesome. So Elisia and I met at some networking events, I think, at a bunch of different networking events. We've connected, and I remember our first coffee catch up, and we ended up starting the conversation about peanut butter sandwiches, and then we moved into NLP and then onto value-based recruitment, and it was a really great conversation. So a lot of the things that we talked about in that conversation are some of the things I wanted to bring up today and share with everyone. So I'd love to get stuck into it if that's cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Kat.
Awesome. So, Elisia, you've talked about how important it is when a new business owner starts hiring people, looking to take people on board, that they think maybe it's just a case of hiring someone and paying them some money and then that's it. But there's more to it than that, isn't there?
There's a whole lot more.
Okay.
But for a small business, I think the really most important thing when it comes to employing staff is to really make sure that you understand that your employees fall under an award, to make sure you understand which award they fall under, and then that you're paying the correct amount.
Mm.
So that's the first thing. And also making sure you've got an employment contract that they sign off on, then stating their terms and conditions. So
Okay.
that's the second thing. And the third thing that's really important is to have a clear job description for them so that they understand what is required of them in that role.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you've got a structure for them to work in. How do you manage them, or at least then look at how they're performing if there's no guidelines for them?
Awesome. Yeah, okay. So the legal requirements are about the award and the terms and conditions, right? Like that's
Yeah,
got to be done to protect you as an
absolutely.
employer. So why is that important that we get it right from the start?
The thing is, the Fair Work Commission is actually on a big spree at the moment, looking specifically at small to medium-sized businesses
It's gone a bit,
because
hold on a second, it's gone a bit crackly again on your end.
uh,
Yep, okay, we're good. Thanks.
so the Fair Work Commission at the moment is really reviewing all small to medium-sized businesses because there has been some businesses in the past that's done the wrong thing. So the Fair Work Commission is also the reviewing businesses and also putting in hefty penalties for employers that don't pay the right stuff. So if you're not paying your staff the right amounts and you're actually underpaying them, you would be up for back paying your staff and also the penalties that the
Mm.
Fair Work Commission, and that could be anything from about $2,500 to $50,000 in penalties.
Wow. And you can't just say, I didn't know, can you?
No, the Fair Work Commission goes from the point of view that they have got an array of resources on the internet that you can go and have a look on. All the awards are on the internet, free for you to download and have a look at.
Mm.
So you can make sure from your point of view that you've done the right thing. The Fair Work Commission is also very strict to say that if you are a business owner, you have to make sure that you are compliant.
Yep. So it's the onus is on the business owner and the
The-
employer to make sure they're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
Mm. Yeah, okay. So most people come to you when they're kind of like started already and realize that there's more that they need to know, and you just kind of help them sort out where they went wrong and how to fix it going forward.
Yes, it's twofold. It's yes, people businesses that's employed staff and hasn't got anything in place, or they have something in place but they didn't follow the correct award or the correct pay system. I'm currently working with an employer in the real estate industry that's got 5 employees but got nothing in place. And there's been some major changes in the real estate award as of the 1st of April this year. So unless she's actually getting contracts in place and actually reviewing her staff's rates, she
Mm.
might be underpaying them as of the 1st of April.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I guess you don't know about that unless you're actively looking for it. So that's why it pays to have someone who does your HR, even if it's outsourced, so they can keep you up to date with all of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's just being updated with the information. And I understand, as a small business owner, being a small business owner myself, that sometimes you can't be across all things. So my advice to small businesses are, pick the three things that you are really good at. If that is, selling your product, or doing marketing and doing the business development. But when it comes to payroll and HR and some of your finance stuff, get the people in.
Yeah,
So
outsource
even
it.
if it's outsourced, get someone in to help you with that, because there
Yeah.
are people that can actually provide a service affordable to small businesses.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it saves you so much more money in the long run, then it's well worth it.
Well, that's the thing,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I love that. I also wanted to get your thoughts on hiring people based on their values and their personality rather than hiring people based on just their skills and experience. Tell me more about that.
All right. So I suppose in the past, 20 years ago and 15 years ago, when we recruited, it was purely based on the fact that we had a tick list. Yes, do they have the qualification? Yes, do they have the experience? Yes, do they have the knowledge? And then we would employ them. However, you may find that only employing someone based on just skill set and qualifications, that they may not be a good fit with the organization. So
Yeah.
to get around that, there's this thing we now call values-based recruitment. So basically, when you start your business, get some good values in place. Firstly, what is your values? What do you want your business to stand for? Once you've
Mm.
determined that, when you recruit for your staff, for new staff, you actually ask questions around how do they deal with value. So, and not just yes, no answer questions, but questions around something like, have you dealt with an ethical dilemma at work before? If so, what was the issue and how did you deal with it? Then
Yeah.
you get an answer of how people actually act in a situation. And then you would find whether, based on the answer, whether there's a fit with your values.
Mm.
Those kind of employees that have a good values fit are the ones that would do the extra mile. They'll stay longer with your business. They will be your brand ambassadors to others,
Mm.
not just other employees, but other businesses.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it's a culture fit, if it's a culture match, it makes the workplace happy for everyone, doesn't it?
Well, that's it. And it starts with values. If you've got good values and you've got a code of conduct, which everyone knows this is how we are to behave working for this organization, then everyone is on the same
Mm.
page. And people are so much more motivated and so much more engaged to work in that organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Because skills can be taught, right? Knowledge can be taught. You can't teach someone to match values or to have integrity or anything like that. You've got to make sure that they are a personality match.
Absolutely. You can always train for skill, but you can't train for values.
Yeah, awesome. Love that. So that's really important, even if it's just one other person. I think especially if it's one other person you're hiring, when you're first starting out, hiring an assistant or someone, you don't want to hire someone that's just got the great typing skills and can do the social media. You want someone who matches what you care about, who cares about the same kind of, business that you do, cares about your clients and you get along with. Really important.
Absolutely. And the other thing is with that is that those employees grow with you. If they've
Yeah.
got values alignment, they'll grow with the business.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they will, as I said, they will be your brand ambassadors. They will go, oh, it's a great place to work for. And they will, and when they deal with your clients, that will come across too. So the
Absolutely. Yeah.
clients will love working with them because they love what they do. You give them the autonomy to do what they need to be doing within your framework. So it's
Yeah,
really
spot
set
on.
that up. And culture is created from day one.
Yeah.
And you, as the business leader, is the one that has to lead from the front. So if you've got a set of values and you've got a good structure in place, people know what is expected and they know what to do and they'll follow if that's the lead you give.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really good point. I love how you brought up about looking after employees and they'll look after the customers. Because that's what some of the top entrepreneurs say. I can't remember the guy's name, the CEO of Zappos, the Zappos company with the
Yes.
online shoes, and Richard Branson, he says about Virgin too. Their philosophy is look after your employees. Your employees are number one, not the customers. the employees are number one, because when they're number one, they'll take care of the customers.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Your most valuable asset in your company is yourself, which is a human being, and then
Yeah.
your employees, because
Yeah.
you're also an employee to some extent, aren't you? Even if
Yes.
you're the business owner.
Yeah.
So just as well as you want to be looked after, if you look after your employees by doing the right thing in terms of paying the right, the right award rates, and then also have some structures in place regarding having a good culture and values, your business will grow because customers would love working with people that are actually motivated to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent. All right, cool. So we've covered a lot of really great stuff today. So making sure that you've got your knowledge up to date about the awards and employee contract and things you're covered from a legal standpoint, but then also making sure that you're hiring people based on what would be a values match for you rather than just that they tick the box of skills.
Correct.
Awesome. So you've said you as well, you're a small business owner yourself.
Yes.
What's the biggest challenge in your business that you've dealt with so far?
I the biggest thing I think for as a small business is getting your name out there, and it just is consistency.
Mm.
You can't go to one networking event or one coffee or put one ad up and think you're going to get your business
Yeah.
out there. It does take a lot of time and effort to build your brand, but
Yeah.
once you have, it will pay for itself. So the return on investment is good after a period of time, but you have to be consistent.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, that's very right. Consistency. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And one ad is not going to build knowledge or trusting, or maybe liking if it's a cool ad, but it's not enough to build that trust. And consistency is where that trust comes from.
No, and like you say, people want to deal with people.
Yeah.
Yes, we live in a technology age, but when it comes to actual services, not products, but service that comes along
Mm.
with your product and service with services, people want to deal with people that deliver a good service, that
Yeah.
are consistent in their approach, that are efficient in their approach, and that they always speak to the same person as well. The
Yeah.
other thing about businesses that I wanted to mention before, which I've almost forgotten, is that you must not forget that if you have people that are not values aligned or people that doesn't fit your business, you have a high turnover.
Yeah.
Turnover is especially expensive. Because every time you have to bring someone on board, it takes time to actually recruit someone.
Yeah.
Then it takes them about 9 to 12 weeks to get up to speed to be 100% efficient within your business. So we're
Yeah.
talking about 3 or 4 months out of a year that it takes to get a new employee fully effective. So
Yeah.
you have to cost in that time that it takes and then to train them, etc.
And not to mention your time of finding up, posting up an ad, doing recruitments, going through CVs, doing the interviews, training, coaching, mentoring as they go along. Yeah, it's a lot.
Absolutely. So that time, but also consider that your clients, when they call up, they want to speak to Mary they've
Yeah,
spoken to last. They've already started to build a relationship with
yeah,
Mary who's answering the phone. But if they call every other 3 months and they're speaking to someone else and speaking to someone else, there's no consistency to
yeah.
build that relationship for returning customers.
There's that consistency again, trust.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Thank you. All right, I think we'll wrap up there. This has been
Yes.
really valuable. Thank you so much, and I trust that everyone out there has got some really good advice. Before we go, do you have one more bit of business or life advice that you'd want our viewers to take away?
Yes. Don't procrastinate, just act.
Just do it. Love
Just do it.
it.
One
Just do it.
step at a time.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So, Elisia, if anyone wants to get in contact with you, how can they do that?
I've got my website, which is hummingbirdconsultancy.com.au. And also my telephone number is 043 711 3593.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll make sure I post a link at the bottom of the video as well, so anyone
Thank you
can
very much.
jump in touch with you. So thank you so much for coming along today, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I'll see you again really soon.
Thank you for having me, Kat. Have a great
Okay,
day.
thanks. Bye.